constructed to house a single work of art, which was painted by the Polish artist Jan Styka more than 125 years ago.
The Crucifixion is the largest painting in the western United States. In a moment, we'll reveal the artwork, but first, let us tell you about the artist and his masterpiece. Jan Styka was born in 1858 near the border of Poland and Ukraine. He studied at the Academy of Fine Arts in Vienna and later in Rome and Paris. Styka specialized in religious and historical subjects, but he is best known for painting panoramas. The panorama was a popular large-scale artistic format in the 19th century. Visitors would pay a small entry fee and approach the painting on a viewing platform. Many of these paintings were displayed fully in the round, while others, including the Crucifixion, were displayed in a semicircular formation. This photograph from the 1890s shows the original configuration of Styka's artwork. By enveloping viewers in a painted environment, panoramas created an immersive experience meant to give people the sense that they had been transported to a different time and place. This was true of the Crucifixion, which was originally called Golgotha, named for the place where Jesus was crucified. The artwork was commissioned in 1894 and was completed in 1896. It was finished in just a few years because Styka wasn't the only person working on the project. He oversaw a team of assistants, as was standard practice for the period. The Crucifixion measures 195 feet wide and 45 feet tall. To put that in perspective, it's 40% larger than Michelangelo's painting on the Sistine Chapel ceiling. For an everyday size comparison, it's longer than 5 school buses, and it's as tall as 4 buses stacked on top of each other. The main figures in the center of the Crucifixion are rendered at approximately life-size scale, while those on the periphery are much smaller. In total, the vast artwork features more than 1,000 people and a detailed view of ancient Jerusalem and the surrounding landscape. And now, we present the Crucifixion. At the center, Christ is shown moments before he was crucified. He stands confidently, illuminated by a divine light. At his feet is the crown of thorns, along with other symbols of the Passion. Behind Christ, a Roman soldier reads the charges against him. Kneeling by the soldier is Simon of Cyrene, who was forced to help Jesus carry the cross up the hill. The 2 other men crucified with Christ, named Dismas and Gestas, stand with their hands bound behind their backs as they await their fate. To the right, Mary Magdalene, one of Christ's closest followers, kneels in grief. And Mary, Jesus' mother, wearing blue and white, is supported in her time of sorrow. She's comforted by John, the beloved disciple. Peter, another of the 12 disciples, is shown nearby. He has just denied Christ for the 3rd time, and the rooster in front of him crows, as was reported in the Gospels. On horseback, a soldier tries to control the crowd. This is the Roman centurion Longinus. He's uneasy with the scene, and soon he will become one of the first Roman converts to Christianity. For centuries, artists have incorporated their self-portraits into larger paintings, and Jan Styka was no exception. He used his own face for the depiction of Saul, or Paul the Apostle. who was the man on the left with a dark beard. Styka chose this figure because he was captivated by Paul's conversion on the road to Damascus. The Crucifixion is a remarkable example of 19th century painting. It is not a freeze frame of a single moment in the Gospels. Instead, it incorporates many stories from the New Testament. Styka possessed a keen ability to weave together multiple narratives while evoking a strong sense of place. He visited the Holy Land prior to painting the Crucifixion in order to make sketches. Styka included numerous elements from the desert landscape, such as donkeys, camels, cacti, and olive trees. The city wall of Jerusalem dominates the right side of the painting, while a procession of people leads the viewer's eye up the hill. In the distance, the Temple of Herod, located on the Temple Mount within the Old City, is visible among other ancient buildings. Unlike most images of the Crucifixion, which typically depict Jesus already nailed to the cross, Styka created an inspiring scene which shows Christ resolute and brave in his most challenging moment. In order to bring this biblical epic to life, the artist imbued the painting with a combination of dramatic tension and meticulous details. He created a scene that appears both sacred and historical, and he makes viewers feel like they are witnesses to a pivotal moment in human history.
The story of how this painting ended up at Forest Lawn is almost as incredible as the artwork itself.
Christ has emerged from his tomb and gestures toward the countless people in the heavens. Beyond them are several churches. On the left is Hagia Sophia, the 6th century church in Istanbul. Moving toward the right, we see Mont Saint-Michel, a medieval church located atop a fairy tale-like perch in Normandy, France. Next is the Cathedral of Florence in Italy, a marvel of engineering and a masterpiece of Renaissance architecture. Nearby is St. Peter's Basilica in Rome, an important symbol of the papacy and the largest church in the world. On the far right is St. Paul's Cathedral in London. And below is the Old North Church in Boston. This church provides a connection not just to America, but to Forest Lawn. In the same year the painting was completed, Forest Lawn finished construction on a full-scale replica of the Old North Church at Hollywood Hills, which is shown here during its dedication ceremony. As a final touch, the artist included orange California poppies in the foreground. This subtle homage is a way of connecting a biblical scene to the present while linking ancient Jerusalem to Southern California. The flowers bloom every year around Easter, including just outside the Hall of Crucifixion-Resurrection.
Thank you for joining us. You can remain in the theater and further explore Jan Styka's painting of the Crucifixion, which will be displayed again in a moment. If you have questions, see this natural story. We look forward to seeing you next.
despedirnos quisiéramos hacer entrega de este arreglo floral al doctor Enrique Torres y a su iglesia, Primera Iglesia Bautista Hispana, por su tremendo coro, su grupo de alabanza y la prédica. Le voy a pedir al doctor Torres que pase adelante.